Hey, good morning, world. I have not been very good at updating on this YouTube channel, so here's a bit of an update. Well, not so much an update, it's just um, I wanted to explain why I plant certain flowers in the garden and why I don't plant other flowers in the garden. Um, and for me, where I live in central Portugal, water is a problem in the summer months. So you don't want to be watering just pretty flowers, unfortunately. So I don't plant anything that doesn't do anything. um, so basically, the things that I plant, like, let's see if we can show you, this cosmos, all have a job. So this is quite small at the moment, but it will get as high as me, and really quite bushy. So I have a lot of cosmos planted around. One of the reasons I like cosmos, and this isn't because it deters any kind of problem thing in the garden, bug, rodent, anything, it is actually because it gets quite big and you can grow your tomatoes up it, which I did last year. But actually, that's not why I have it in the garden. That was just kind of by default last year. But this year, well, not this year, every year I plant it because it deters a lot of bugs. And I also plant, I'm trying to find you some. I think I've only got little ones at the moment. I also plant a lot of marigold. I don't know if you can see this. There you go. Because most bugs hate marigolds. Also, they're edible, so you can add them to salads and stuff. I add them to a lot of fermented foods, sauerkrauts and things like that as well. But also, a lot of rodents don't like them as well, particularly moles. I plant a lot of basil, particularly ornamental basil, because that deals with the heat a little bit better than normal basil, because of the moles as well. But what I found this year, which is also what's prompted this video a little bit, in case anyone else is having a similar problem, what I found this year, and see if I can find one. Let's see. Oh no, these are good. These onions are good. What I found whilst weeding yesterday is that some of my onions, they're all okay now, don't have bulbs anymore. Yeah, these all seem okay. Good. So they look kind of okay, or a little bit what would you call it? A little bit dry, maybe, like it's not like they're doing so well, some of them. And then you pull them up and there's no bulb. And that, I'm pretty certain, because I have also little tunnels but no hills, like for moles. I'm pretty certain that means I have voles this year, which is a new one for me. But they hate mint. So I have been stuffing mint down their little holes, down the little tunnels, and I have a little spray of peppermint water which I'm putting on the pathways, and it does seem like I can't see any fresh tunnels, so I think the mint has helped with them. So yes, that's not that's not a pretty flower, but it's also, a lot of the herbs, they are useful in the garden, not just to eat, but because actually they're helpful with rodents and things like that. And the rodent problem is much worse this year because we hardly had any frost at all this winter. So a lot of the babies will have survived and had a nice old time in the winter. So yeah, this year I have decided I will put more mint I don't like to put it in the garden because it takes over, but around the edges of the garden, along this wall, that kind of thing. I'm also going to put a lot more marigold along this wall, because it's possible they kind of got little dens in the wall, these little pretty walls. So yeah, anyway, back to my flowers. I have also, as well as cosmos and marigold, I plant a lot of other herbs, like I say, the mint and sage, thyme, all of those things. A lot of the strong smelling stuff, oregano, that kind of thing. A lot of the rodents and bugs don't like. And you might have noticed also I plant, it's not really a herb thing again, I'm planting onions very close to my cabbages to kind of deter the butterflies and the caterpillars a bit. And I also plant them very close to my, you won't be able to see, but down here there is a lot of carrots coming up, beetroot, radish, that kind of thing. And the carrot fly hates onion, and that works really well, because I had a big problem with carrot fly before I started doing that. So I do actually eat a lot of onion. I use a lot of onion in my fermenting as well, but I plant a lot of it specifically to deter certain bugs from certain plants. And so yeah, I was trying to think, whilst I was yabbering on about that, what other flowers I'm planting. And the only other one that is kind of a flower, well, it is a flower, it does flower, is I plant a lot of, well, it's self seeds, so I don't really need to plant it anymore. Amaranth. So that's a beautiful, beautiful plant when in flower, and the chickens love the seeds and they love the leaves. So I plant that for them. So everything I'm planting flower wise, which will end up a lot, and I will do a video when everything is in full bloom. This whole area will be full of not just veg but flowers, has a purpose, so that I'm not watering things for no reason. And most of the purposes are not just they're pretty. No, that's not their purpose, but they are pretty. But most of them are edible as well. And calendula, I have a lot of calendula as well, that will be coming into flower soon too. And again, that self seeds, once it's happy somewhere, it'll just keep coming back. And that is an amazing bug deterrent. It's also super medicinal, so we can use it for loads of things for ourselves, for our health, and it's also again, that's edible as well. So yeah, that's my little update on the bugs and the rodents and the flowers and why I plant how I plant. I hope to try and do some more videos a bit more regularly, but I just get carried away and I think, oh, I'll do a video today, and then the day is done and I didn't. So that is why I have not for some time put anything up on this YouTube channel. Ciao for now.